ready.
Hello and what is up, guys? My name is PixelPolish and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights 2 Let's Play. So, in the last episode, we have kinda sorta helped saving the village. Well, we did. Let's not be too humble about it. And now, it's time to leave the village for the first time and go out and about and do our stuff. So we need to retrieve a silver shard, which, as I was implying in the previous videos...
It's been an age since I've come this far into the swamp. There are some twists and turns before we get to the ruins. There's probably more than lizardlings ahead. So, lead on, I guess.
Okay, there we go. Let me continue now, you rude bastard. So yeah, we are going to retrieve a shard, which I believe is tied to that intro cutscene, where this battle mage of sorts was fighting this dark... whatever the hell that was, that dark creature, and his like quicksilver sword was shattered. I think it's definitely related. I can't be, you know, I can't be sure of that, but it just seems to make sense and, you know, gives some sort of context to the intro cinematic, which would be kinda neat. So maybe, possibly that intro cinematic is a sneak peek on some events from way back, you know, from the past that the foster father of mine was talking about. And I guess we shall see, sooner or later. Okay, torches gone. Oh, gauntlet! Damn it. Why can't I identify this shit? Well, I will be able sooner or later anyway. But you know what? Let me open them up. There we go. I want to see exactly where I'm going. Okay, so we're just following the path. I have to say, though, one thing that graphically Neverwinter Nights 1 had over Neverwinter Nights 2, and for the life of me I couldn't find any option like that in this game, was real-time shadows, like creatures and players were casting proper shadows, not just these, you know, blobs under their legs. Proper shadows in the shape of the creature. And all the environments actually were casting these real-time dynamic shadows. So this is something that is missing here, or am I missing something? I've checked all the options, I have checked even the INI file and couldn't find this. So maybe that's just what it is. And the other thing, the water. Oh my god. I remember first launching Neverwinter Nights 1 on a gear that could render that water. And it was fantastic. I mean, it was a tiled texture, but it was nicely bumped mapped. And it just looked so crystal clear and wavy and everything. And water here just looks so flat. Maybe it's just because it's a swamp, so they have different kinds of water for that, which would make sense because that water that I'm talking about only fits like seas and maybe lakes or something, not necessarily swamp. But I guess we shall see about that as we progress through the game.
That's it for you.
Them beetles. Oh my god, I have killed so many beetles while playing Lens of Nordok online. Because Lens of Nordok online, especially on the hardcore servers, was really hardcore. Like now, you instantly, here in single player, or any time in any single player game really, even in the current day MMOs, you just go out into the field, you know, with your starter gear and you're a freaking badass, killing everything. It's, I guess it's fun for the mainstream, but it takes away so much from the feeling of progression in the game. In the hardcore, on the hardcore servers that we were playing back in the day in Neverwinter Nights 1, you had, obviously, as the name implies, hardcore rule set implied. So, the way it worked, if you would go with your starter gear anywhere outside of the town, you would be freaking mauled by a bear and die, and that would be it, and you would be risking losing everything you owned because there was a full loot system implemented. So basically, when you died, everything stayed with your corpse, and that was online, so pretty much anybody could, you know, get to it and get to your body and loot everything. In the meantime, you were chilling out in like a pocket plane, like a limbo kind of thing. And by the way, I have also leveled up in the meantime. And you had to buy your way down to the to Earth, the planet, whatever. Your way to life, I guess, is what I should have said. Alternatively, somebody could pick you up while you were chilling out there in the clouds. Somebody could pick your body up, take it to the nearest temple, pay a fee, and get you resurrected. Of course, if there was like a high-level player around,
yes,
some mages and some other classes were able to do that, they could resurrect you as well. Or they could use a scroll, but these were very expensive, so low-level players couldn't even dream of obtaining such scrolls. But yeah, let's see. These are pretty interesting ruins in here. Well, not really ruins. This doesn't look ruined at all. That's like a proper temple or something.
We should turn back. These aren't the ruins that your father wanted us to search.
Oh, really? How do you know that?
No one's ever been able to get in. Georg says it's been here for generations. And Tarmas says he's heard a story about a wizard who tried to get in once and never returned. Besides, if your father wanted us to go into these ruins, you'd think he'd have told us how to get in.
Yeah, probably that's right, but this is very, very intriguing. I'm hoping that sooner or later in the game I will be able to come back here and actually gain interest in these. Well, I really hesitate to call them ruins. It just looks like a proper temple in a pretty good shape. So, the temple or whatever. But these are the ruins that we're looking for. So let's go right in. Oh. Yeah, I still don't know who this chick is. She definitely looks like a druid. She's got a sickle. She's got like a kind of druidish attire, so Harpers, maybe? For you who don't know who Harpers are, it's like a secret organization in Faerun, run, I think, mostly or exclusively by druids. Yeah, I think exclusively by druids. My memories are a little bit cloudy on the lore because I haven't played a proper D&D game in years, but since they're neutral, they are trying to, you know, keep the balance, and they work from like behind cover to keep the balance intact, balance in the world, etc., etc. Only acting when it's very necessary, when there's some greater danger upon the land, you know, looming from behind the horizon, whether it's by a benevolent or malevolent force, because the balance is what they believe to be the most important thing. Unidentified bolts. Oh, scale mail, wait. I think I can actually wear that. This will actually give me some penalties. Let's examine. Yeah, base armor class 4. My current one is probably 2 or 3? 2, yeah, so this is a good upgrade. But I'm losing the dexterity bonus, and there's a higher armor check penalty, which... and arcane spell failure, which is a little bit higher. But at this point in the game, actually, just having more defense is a good way of going about things, you know. think that's, I guess, you know, at least that's what I think. Later in the game, when you've got a lot of dexterity and stuff, then you start to worry about stuff like that. Because this has really a big impact. Okay, by the way, let me just... wait. Instead of saving the game now, let's get out of range of the enemies and heal up by resting a little bit. Can we do that now? Yes, we can. Cool. But yeah, that animation bothers me. It's like they're praying instead of resting. Definitely the animation for resting in the first game was much more on point. LP03, let's go. But yeah, going back to the bugs, all sorts of beetles and rats and shit. So in Lens of Nordok, you literally had to, at the beginning of the game, visit the sewers and just clean them up from all the bugs and the rats. And it was still dangerous, so at first you felt really weak, and I know that these days especially that would be probably discouraging to many players, but when you would actually, you know, grow and level up, get better gear, etc., the feeling of progression was like nothing else. Because the difference between being a complete newbie and being a badass was so staggering that when you actually reach those high levels, it really felt like, you know, maybe not like you're a god, but the difference was just so huge. The progression, thanks to that, was very satisfying. And players of very high level, because the game was so hard, were kinda, you know, revered. They were holding some very what's the word that I'm looking for? Damn it. Oh, whatever. They had fans. What a cop out. Yeah. That was definitely good time. And I have played Neverwinter Nights 1 for years and years, on and off obviously, but when I started it I was playing for months on end. By the end of it, it was weeks on end, but still, such an old game holding me for more than a few hours is not something very common. But as I've said, that's in multiplayer, because that was something different. Actually, on the first server that I was playing, I eventually became a game master, or dungeon master. You know, creating quests for other people, etc, etc, because you know, the owners and other GMs on the server recognized me as a good role player. And to those of you who don't really get what I'm saying when I said that we were role playing, what it basically means, while we were playing together in the public chat, that didn't really include private messages, but in the public chat, all we said was in character, and obviously all we did was in character. And GMs were actually looking over that, because they wanted to keep everybody, you know, playing the same way. Because that would... somebody just jumping in and acting like a typical retard in any other MMO game today would completely spoil the mood when somebody was having real adventures and stuff like that. And thanks to everybody, you know, acting and speaking as if they would be these characters in a real situation, that created so many amazing tales, so many amazing adventures, friendships, animosities, you know, romances even. I had some sworn enemies and I had some kinda lovers, and it was freaking fantastic. And all this overlapped with a pretty dark period of my life, as in I was kinda depressed. So being able to just completely leave the real world. Oh wait, I'm gonna go back to that.
Please hear our plea. The other lizardling tribes take our territory. They wage war. And before we fight them for our ancestral hatching grounds, we ask for your blessings.
There certainly are an awful lot of them. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
A warm blood. Here. Your very presence offends the stone god.
I can imagine. Okay, I will try diplomacy. The last time I did it, it worked. If it won't work, I'm gonna reload the game. Yes, I'm gonna cheese it. When this land was... Oh, excuse me. When this land was once ours, my tribe left something here.
And this gives
Success,
you the
yes!
right to intrude on our lands and disturb our most holy of rituals.
Yeah, kinda. But okay, let's... How do we go about it now? Okay, the second option I think is pretty decent. It's needed to save my tribe, something you should be able to understand.
What do you propose then, warm blood?
Let me save my tribe, and perhaps one day we can return the favor.
A favor for a favor, eh? We may have need of you. We will let you do this thing. Do what you have come here to do. We will leave the Warmbloods in peace, my followers.
There we go. See, I absolutely love when games give you opportunities like that. If I wouldn't use diplomacy, I'm pretty sure it would end up in a bloodshed. Which, don't get me wrong, is always fun. But I like to have options, and just as in real life, if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna tuck my way out of shitty situation, and when there is no other option, I'm gonna smack some faces. There we go. Wow, shiny. It must be a shard of that sword or something.
We were risking life and limb for that? None of this makes any sense. Dagon can do his own blasted quest from now on. When you're done searching around, let's get out of here.
I'm not ready to leave yet. Okay, let's take a look at this shard. Examine. Oh, I thought there will be a bigger picture. You've recovered the shard from the ruins near West Harbor. The silvery piece of metal looks like a fragment of, there we go. Of one's well-crafted item, though not obviously magical. Just having a shard with you grants you a sense of confidence and destiny. Oh, bonus hit points plus 10 by just having it with me. Great. I like it. Okay, we've got miscellaneous thin object. It kind of looks like a magic wand, but I guess we shall see once we identify this object. I don't have the ability to do that just yet. I guess this is it for this dungeon. So let's head back to the village. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, dealing with some really nasty shit during that. Oh crap, encumbered. I'm carrying too much weight. Let's offload some stuff to the Damas. Now it should be good. Yes, there we go. So being somewhat depressed and everything, and being able to just transport myself completely immerse myself in a game, but based 100% on the human interaction. That was pretty great, and amazing friendships forged back then. Since then we went our separate ways, obviously, because that was like 13 years ago, or 12 years ago, or something like that. But we stayed in touch for a long time, actually. Before we kinda departed. So that's something really valuable. And even for hermits like I was back in the day, during those dark ages of mine, that actually taught me a lot about interacting with humans in all sorts of different situations. Sometimes really stressful situations. Especially when me and my fellows were going deep into the Underdark, the underground land ruled by the evil drows and shit. That was fucking scary. And interaction with the player drows, oh my god, that could get really intense really fast. It obviously all depended on the other people's, you know, ability and skill to roleplay properly. But for some reason I've never met anybody who would completely mess it up, you know, and ruins other people's fun. Role-playing is amazing. I miss these days, seriously. Now when you go to an MMO, it's just a mindless... fun, but mindless grind and hack and slash. Nobody who you meet has any sort of, you know, character, backstory or whatever. It's just another player and that's pretty much it. So that's a very shallow experience compared to role-playing properly with other people. There we go.
You have returned.
Yes, I did.
And you have brought the shard.
Yes, I did.
That's all you can say? I almost died out there.
If
Stop
I
whining.
did not believe you could handle the task, I would have sent another.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the swamp getting attacked by lizard folk.
No, I was here attending the wounded, Bevel. Now find Marion and do the same.
I don't see how you put up with him.
Now, for the shard. Let me see it.
I forgot to do one thing, but screw it. Well, you know what? I don't want to screw it. Let's skip the
on the road.
skip the dialogue.
Say your farewells.
Okay, let's load the game before this dialogue. Autosave should be good. Thankfully, I know that now because I have reached that point when I was trying out the game. So I'm gonna cancel the fast travel and...
What's up?
What's up? Take everything from Bevel. I will be heavily, you know, overcumbered, but still. He will not need it anymore. No, he won't die or anything like that. But, yeah, you'll see. I want his shit. This is what I do! Chaotic neutral. There we go. Now let's go through the dialogue again.
You have returned.
The camera is always in a different place.
That's all you can say? I almost died out there.
If
So
I
buggy.
did not believe you could handle the task.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the snow.
Okay,
I don't see
okay.
how you put up with him.
Now, for the
There we go.
shard. Let me see it.
What shall we respond to that? You know what? I actually think that Bevel is a little simple soul. I'm gonna say, glad I'm not the only one who thinks we should leave Bevel out of this.
What I have to say to you is not for Bevel's ears, and after this night, you two shall not travel together again. Bevel has his uses, but it is not wise to depend on someone of Starlane blood for too long. Also, his complaining tires me, and will not serve you where you are bound.
Are you racist against Starlings? No, but in the light of the current situation, I guess I kinda understand what he's trying to say. He's cold as fuck, but I get it. What were those ruins in the swamp?
Many such ruins lie within the mare and beneath it. They are of ancient Ilfarn, an empire once forged from an alliance of dwarfs and elves. All that remains are ruins, and little else. And their empire lives on only in history books and stories.
Tell me about the shard.
That shard is one of a pair. Both were found after the battle that destroyed West Harbor long ago. My half-brother Duncan and I asked a mage in Neverwinter to examine the shards for enchantments, but he found nothing except a faint magical aura, residue of the battle. And so I kept one shard, and the other I gave to Duncan. Not long after I returned to West Harbor, I sealed it away in the ruins.
Okay, I have an uncle?
So to speak. It would be more appropriate to say that I have a half-brother. Duncan, like Bevel, has many faults that would make it wise not to rely on him or call him Ken.
Oh, this guy, holy shit, he is freaking cold, really. My goodness. Maybe it's for the better in the end, I don't know, but he's cruel. Okay, how long ago was this battle in West Harbor fought?
It was long ago, and it was a battle that did not concern West Harbor, but the village was caught up in it like many such villages in the Mare of Dead Men. We knew little about what had sparked the conflict. Demons were involved, led by a warlock of great power. We only knew him as the King of Shadows. The forces of Neverwinter attempted to drive the demons back. Many villagers fled, some taking the road, others wading into the swamp, anything to escape the battle. There was an explosion, pure and white. Then, nothing more.
I'm really not sure if this voice actor is just bad, or is he actually very good at portraying a very wooden personality? I don't know. Okay, I feel magic from the shard. Strong magic.
Strange. Perhaps the attack awakened it. If so, then perhaps a second look at these shards would yield different results. But such divinations would be beyond anyone here in West Harbor, including Tarmus.
Alrighty. Are you sure those creatures were looking for the shard? Even though I know that, but I'm gonna ask the question anyway.
That is the only reason I can think of for why they came. Am I certain? No. But my instincts tell me they were looking for it.
Obviously. Sounds pretty weak to me. I can be as harsh as he is. Okay, what else? What else? Why did you put it in the ruins?
I could not bring myself to cast it away. Yet at the same time, I did not wish to keep it close. You are too young to remember what occurred, I know. But the battle was a terrible one. And that shard, it reminds me too much of that night.
Alright. I retrieved the shard. What now?
I need you to go to the city of Neverwinter. Find my half-brother Duncan, retrieve the second shard, and take it to a mage you both can trust. Duncan owns an inn in the docks district of the city, the Sunken Flagon. Not the most reputable place.
I think I remember that name.
Safe enough.
Maybe I was in the Sunken Flagon in Neverwinter Nights 1, I believe. That might be the case. Is Bevel coming with me? What a stupid question! He just said that that Bevel cannot go, so I'm not gonna ask a stupid question like a stupid person. What if the beast struck me down?
That is possible, but this village cannot shelter you or survive another attack. On the road, moving, you have a chance. Once you reach Neverwinter, it may prove more difficult for them to attack you.
Okay. This is a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Why don't we dump this shard or give it up?
The problem is more complicated than that. If we give them the shard, I doubt it will prevent them from believing the second one lies here as well. Or others.
Kinda makes sense.
We only found 2. It is possible there were others, scattered into the swamp or taken away, or have met other ends.
Well, if that was really that sword, then there must be more shards. I've heard enough. How do I get to Neverwinter?
Head to the small port town of Highcliff when you are free of the swamp. There, seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. The beast that attacked us will leave West Harbor alone once they realize their quarry has fled. If all goes well, you should be in Neverwinter before they find your trail. Say your farewells. Your boots may travel many roads before you return. I let some of the others know you are leaving, but not the why of it.
Alrighty then. Why don't you take the shard to Neverwinter?
I was raised amongst the wild elves. For all my years amongst the race of man, they make little sense to me. Even though you are not one of them, you understand them better than I. I have done all I can to hide your presence. If these beasts come again, West Harbor will need me.
Is it me, or did he dodge the question completely? Like, I asked him why won't he take it to Neverwinter, and he started rumbling about being raised something blah blah blah. I don't know. Maybe that was intentional, or maybe that was just bad writing. I have no idea. Hide my presence? What have you done?
I have created a screen of activity. On a normal night, your trip with Bevel would have been easily spotted, but not tonight. It still may not be enough, but there is little else I can do.
Gotcha. I want to talk to some other people first.
Return when you are ready to leave, and we will speak of the path you must take.
Okay, so first things first, we need to sell that shit. So we were talking from such a distance? Wow, game. Buggy. Buggy shit. The cameras really have weird triggers. But as for the step farther from the Dagon Farlong, I'm not sure, as I've said, if the actor is just bad or this character have seen some serious shit, so he grew this cold and wooden even. God knows. But okay, let me see. You know what? I'm actually not going to identify anything just yet, because I've got a feeling that soon enough I should be able to identify these items myself, and identifying costs 100 gold. I only have 400 gold, so this would ruin me. So I'm just gonna sell all my
This incursion
junk.
is the most noteworthy event that's happened here in years. I had high hopes for Amy. She was a rare find in West Harbor. A shame she failed to heed her first lesson. Always listen to Tarmas. Not that I expect you would understand, but she was the only one capable of holding a coherent conversation with me. Go if you must, but mysteries remain here that need to be answered.
Well, what am I supposed to say? She was my friend from the childhood, and she was sticking with me the whole time. Like, possibly there might have been something more than that in this, but now we will never know. We are just trying to help.
When I had made it clear to stay out of it. I am no doddering scholar in need of your amateurish attempts to help. The girl died a meaningless death. A needless sacrifice only helps your enemy. Learn this lesson, and you may avoid Amy's fate.
Well, these are actually pretty wise words, to be honest. Is there anything you can do to help me with the journey?
Help with the journey, you say? Advice. Advice is what I can give. Use that skull of yours for more than a shield. Amy obviously failed to learn this lesson. A fool girl. As functional as the famous Harborman thick-headedness is, it still won't prove much help against, let's say, a lizardling sword or javelin.
That's it? This is your help? Diplomacy. Oh, diplomacy. If anyone could help me on the journey, it would be you.
You aren't mistaken on that account. Fine, take this. Perhaps it will help you. Perhaps not, but don't bother asking for more. I've already lost an apprentice on your behalf. That's all you'll be getting from me.
He's grumpy, but I've got a feeling his heart is in the right place. You mentioned mysteries.
The swamp has many denizens, most dangerous, and all of them particularly irksome. But these new pests are not native. So it stands to reason they traveled through leagues of swamp trails and this odious smell to get here. Anyone that desperate has to have a good reason, so whatever you're carrying, guard it carefully. Anyone fool enough to go through that much effort to come here won't give up easily. I've already lost Amy to their determination.
Gotcha. Did Dagon tell you what I was carrying?
Dagon didn't tell me a thing, boy. But right after the attack, you dart off into the swamp, and now you're suddenly leaving. That speaks volumes. It's obvious you fetched something out there, and I'd bet gold that whatever those bladelings were searching for is in your pack at this very moment. But I don't want to know the details. Not to be overly dramatic, but I believe such knowledge could prove dangerous.
And you're completely right. Okay. Why did you came to West Harbor if you think so little of its people?
Suffice it to say that I find the bustle of city life even less endearing than the mosquitoes here. And here I can work quietly, in exchange for teaching some mud farmer's child a bit of lore every now and again.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, I'm gonna try diplomacy again. Certainly, there's more to the story than that.
There's more to it than farming and pig contests. Of that you can be certain. Come back later, then we can talk.
Hmm? Why do we even bother taking apprentices?
Do you think it's by choice? Having filthy beggar children tidying my place up with inept hands and clouded minds? I could hire a servant for that, but the village has expectations of a resident wizard, responsibilities that cannot be shirked. So I teach them their letters, so they can write dirty messages in the mud or some such rot, only to watch them throw it all away in a meaningless gesture of loyalty. Stupid girl.
Yeah, he's obviously irritated by what she did, but that's because she really cared about her. Years ago, I overheard Gorg Redfell say you came here because of the war.
That man says decidedly too much. It's true that part of the reason I came to West Harbor is because of the war that was fought here. You've probably heard it mentioned from time to time. And no doubt you've also heard the same vague accounts I have, assuming you could pry even that from the other villagers.
Do you know anything else about the war?
The whole affair is quite mysterious, I'm afraid. Demons were involved, that much is certain. But, curiously enough, there are no clear answers to who fought whom and why. I think part of it is the remoteness of the location, yes? There were few battles in the war, and all of them were fought in the Mare of Dead Men. An evil wizard was behind the whole thing. There were very few Neverwinter troops that actually saw any action, and none of them survived.
Interesting. I'm wondering if these are references to Neverwinter Nights 1, but maybe to some of the expansions that I have never really finished. So I'm not really sure. Why don't the other harbormen talk about the war?
And what would they say? I'm guessing that the harbormen are as much in the dark in this as the Neverwinter archivists are. The battle that was fought here didn't involve heralds and flowery declarations. It involved the wholesale slaughter of two forces, with your village in the middle. The entire village was nearly destroyed, and almost no one who stayed in West Harbor survived the night.
Mm-hmm. What's the other reason why you're here?
You really are a harborman. People here possess the sort of subtlety commonly found in raging barbarian hordes. Ask something else. I have nothing more to say on this matter.
Bah. Okay. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. In fact, I would prefer it.
Okay, I could buy some items from you, blah blah blah.
Oh, very well. I suppose I could always use more coin.
Well, mainly, I want to sell some junk. But the junk is worth good money, and I don't have too much money on me right now, so I'm gonna take all that I can get. There we go, one by one. And money is pouring in. I could actually sell some more stuff, like the thieves' tools, etc., but I'm still hoping that... Oh, beetle gland, this will fetch a good price. 2 Macalites, there we go. What else, what else? Oh, see, good thing that I didn't pay to identify anything. Wait, no, that's potion of barking. Shit, I thought that was the potion of lore, which would, as the name suggests, increase my lore and allow me to identify them myself. But sooner or later I will be able to. For now I'm fine with the items that I have. What are you selling, dude? No armor, crappy weapons... Scrolls that do not, and potions that do not really interest me all that much. Oh, god damn it, and nice jewelry, but unfortunately very expensive. Way too expensive for me right now. So this will have to wait for another day. Okay, gonna save the game. I'm gonna make a new save. So LP04. Now save the game and try to get some help from other major figures around here. Why am I still... What? Where's the weight? 121 out of 175. Something is definitely bugged. Something is bugged here. I should be able to run now just perfectly. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I will have to reload the game.
Your father sent you off to Neverwinter. As if everything that's happened tonight isn't enough adventuring for one lifetime. I'm hoping that you'll be back soon enough after you reach the city, but most people who leave West Harbor don't come back.
If staying away will keep West Harbor safe, then it's my duty to do so. Or no? Anything you can give me to help me on the journey?
I've got some bandages here, though I hope you won't need to use them.
Okay.
You can also have my share of the loot that we found. You'll need it more than I do.
Oh, thank you. I have looted everything from you before. Diplomacy. There must be something more you could give me.
Well, here, you can have what I've got left from my militia pay. Things are probably more expensive out there.
Oh, 100 gold coins. Cool. That's good.
Wish I could go with you, but the defense of the village is important too.
I know. Good to know the village will be in the safe hands.
I'll do my best to keep the place standing for you when you return. I want to hear about all of your adventures.
Sure thing. Do you know that what I can expect on the road?
Not really. There's an inn north of here along the road. It's the only one between here and the edge of the mare, from what I understand. Plenty of lizard folk in the swamp, of course. Just stick to the roads and you'll be fine, though. At least, that's what I've heard.
Alright, I'd better get going.
Good luck. And if you run across the one who killed Amy, stick a blade through his heart for me. She deserves at least that.
That is definitely true, and I will try to do so. Okay, so he left a bag with half of the loot that we have gathered, but I have cheated the system and I already have all the loot. But also I forgot that this chainmail that I have taken from him is actually better than my scale mail. So, boom. It looks crappy, but you know, defense is defense, right? So I'm not gonna complain about that. Why am I still walking like a derp? Have I
This
like...
incursion is the most noteworthy event.
Yeah. Could I buy items? Yes. Let's sell this armor and the leather armor as well. Okay, can I run now? Ah, so it was still too heavy. Too much crap in my bag. How about you, Orlin? So you're headed off to Neverwinter, are you? Just remember that you're a harborman and you don't take any gruff from the city folk. Yes, sir. We harbormen can take care of ourselves. We don't need any fancy walls to keep us safe. Is there anything that you can do to help me with the journey? Here, take this. Harbormen take care of their own, not like the city dwellers. You remember that? I have been given a potion of cure moderate wounds. Okay. Okay. How have the fields been recently? I don't know why I'm asking that. I've heard it said that is the first people came to West Harbor because it was one of the only sections of dry ground in the swamp. Ah, okay, never mind. Why is the season so bad? That was the 3 platinum question, blah blah blah. Yeah, just chit chat that I'm not really interested in. Just filler. Okay, Retta. Ah, it's young Bevel's friend. Thank you for bringing me my son safely from the mare. Bevel is still rather shaken from the attack and the loss of your friend. I'm grateful you were able to watch over him. You were there to watch over him. I understand that you've been sent to the Neverwinter, the city of skilled hands. I'd never heard that name before. I just pray you fare better than Bevel's mother, Lorne. Okay. Is there anything you can do to help me with my journey? I'm afraid I have nothing to give. Those creatures pillaged our house thoroughly. Really? Have you ever been to Neverwinter? I was born there. Oh, interesting. Bet you didn't know that. No, I didn't. My husband met me at the fair. But I hear during the war with Laskan, a lot of the city was burned down. Don't listen to the fool Georg Redfeld, though. He'd have you think that every last building was destroyed. Filler. Oh, wait, that's a quest. I just wanted to know what... Wait, I need to read the previous part. He's never come back. I don't know if he's dead or alive. I was asking about Lorne, by the way. A lot of the soldiers died during the war with Laskan, and I pray he wasn't one of them. Brother Mering says never give up hope, but it's been such a long time. I just want to know what happened, if he died, if it would be good for him. Okay, so I'll find out anything. If I'll find out anything, I'll let you know. Yep, that's a side quest. Have you ever been to Neverwinter? She just says she's from there. Stupid questions. Why do they even put these really stupid questions as options? Okay, Brother Mering. West Harbor is safe for now, and in part due to your efforts. I'm sorry about your friend. I wish I could have saved her. Yeah, I wish as well. Thank you. It's no one's fault. Full blame lies with the mage that led the attack. And that's right, actually. A shame Tarmas wasn't able to send him to the abyss. Dega mentioned you were headed for Neverwinter. It's about time to be traveling. Gale and the merchant told us about his journey, and unless his tales were taller than usual, your road to Neverwinter won't be an easy one. I will pray for your safety. The mare of the dead man is fast becoming more dangerous. Okay, is there anything you can do to help? I'm a humble priest with little to give except the blessings of my lord. Those blessings you shall have, though. Okay. Have you learned anything more about the attack of the village? I'm afraid you know as much as I... Okay, so he did not. What's making the swamp so much more dangerous? As the farmers here were fond of reminding me, I'm new to this town, but in my years of living here, I've noticed that even a swamp has its seasons. Huh. And now it's entering the weary winter. Every morning I greet the dawn and the thunder. Oh, okay. Let's just skip that. Let's just click through all the options to see if that triggers something. Oh, that's about my father. Dagon gave me a lot of freedom and let me make my own decisions. I sincerely hope his plan was to build your character and not a simple neglect. One day I hope he breaks out of this state. So yeah, it's kind of like everybody sees that he's that cold wooden bastard, so maybe it's just the actor doing a fine job, even if a bit cheesy or over the top. Okay, can we talk about something else? Nah, nothing. And he also had nothing for me, sadly. So that, I think that's the last guy to talk with. Georg.
So, Dagon is sending you to Neverwinter, eh? I can't say I approve. If it were a militia matter, I wouldn't send you alone. But I don't have any right to tell him how to raise his child. Can you at least tell me why you're going? Your father wouldn't tell me a thing.
Haha. Let's see. And all I will say is for the safety of our village.
You're less cryptic than your father. But not by much. It won't be easy reaching Neverwinter. I've traveled that way once or twice. It's a dangerous journey, especially for one traveling alone. You might want to ask around the village. If you're going to leave, some folks might be able to offer some help.
I already did, thank you. Can you give me anything to help on the journey?
You may not have trained under me, but I've always enjoyed your company.
I hope not too much.
You acquitted yourself well with the village defense. Here, take this shield. It's always served me well. And even if you don't use it, you can sell it for some gold that might do you some good.
Yep, that's a good offering. Thank you, man. What can you tell me about the road to Neverwinter?
The road is as wild as a road can get and still be called a road. And that was before the patrols stopped coming. There's only the one road in the mare, and that leads to us. There's a small inn on the way. Makes most of his trade off adventurers and the like. Galen, you remember him? The merchant? Well, he says the road is even worse than before. Lizardlings and other creatures have been sighted, and in large numbers.
Nice. Gonna have some fun. What can you tell me about Galen?
He's about the only merchant that comes our way. Does it once or twice a year. And thank Joaquin he does. We don't have a blacksmith, so he sells us what we can't make ourselves. With the way he loves to stop and chat, I wouldn't be surprised if you caught up with him.
Why did the patrols along the road stop?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I can say is I wish they'd start up again. Might have prevented the attack on us, or at least given us some warning.
Any news about Neverwinter recently?
Well, you already know about that war they had against Luskan a while back. Nasty business that was. Lost too many Greycloaks in that campaign, from what I hear. The whole city was burned to the ground. Every last house.
I hadn't heard the whole city was destroyed. Yeah, so it's exactly what the chick was saying. He will tell the story of how the whole city was razed to the ground. Which, honestly, it could have been, I don't know.
And that it was. If you go there now, you wouldn't recognize it. It was rebuilt in just over a year. By gnomes, I hear. And the war killed many men. The Watch just doesn't have the numbers they used to. One of the Watch's marshals, though, is a harborman, like you and I. You remember Cormac, right? He sometimes makes his way here.
Okay. What sort of dangers are in the swamp?
Lizardlings you already know. Although, the ones around here are the weakest of their lot. So if you see others, expect a tough fight. The swamp beetles and other critters have been more active too. Adar said he saw a whole nest of them not 2 moons back, scuttling around the mare. And lastly, stick to the road. I hear there are spiders, walking dead, and worse, off the road.
Just the way I like it. Okay. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. Like what?
Like my butt. Okay, hear any stories of the outside world?
So, you want to hear a story?
Oh my god.
Look out for the swamp elf.
Oh my god.
An elf never stops growing, and usually they head to Evermead before they get much bigger than human-sized. But one of the eldest lives in our own swamp. Huge he is, tall as a tree.
Oh. Okay. Tall as a tree, you say?
It's the truth, I say. This giant elf has been known to hurl rocks great distances, and it has the evil eye.
Oh,
It ever
yes,
locks eyes
that
on you.
one, that elf. I remember it. Yeah. Does anyone ever believe you?
Oh, here I am trying to educate you about the journey, and this is the thanks I get.
Farewell, Baldy. Tall tales, man, tall tales. But okay, I guess now there's nothing else to do than to be off. Oh, potion of... no, never mind. Still can't identify this light shield. Damn it, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon, because I have more and more somewhat slightly magical items, and I would really like to identify them.
Have you said your farewells?
Guess I did.
To get to Neverwinter, take the road that borders the Starling Farm out of town. It is the only road through the Mare of Deadmen, so following it will be easy. The road itself has not been patrolled for some time, and few travel it. Move quickly, and you may be able to avoid the many beasts of the mare.
Okay, wooden man. So I should expect combat?
I suspect you will see your share of battle before you reach Neverwinter. Stray from the road, and the danger is even greater. I've made it known that you travel directly for the city, in the hopes that the enemy will pursue you along the high road. Instead, you will head to the small port town of Highcliff once you are clear of the swamp. From there, you will seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter.
Alrighty then. Are you sure there will be ships available?
There is a ship named the Double Eagle that will await you in Highcliffe. Her captain, Flynn by name, is a trusted friend of mine and will ferry you safely to the city. Your trip to Neverwinter will be quicker by water, and my attempt at misdirection may allow you to reach Highcliffe before the enemy becomes aware of your true route. I have nothing more to say. It is time for you to go, my son. Each moment you remain here brings greater risk to the village.
Okay, okay, I'm going, Dad. So, yeah, farewell, little village. Hopefully I will be back, because there are still some things that I haven't uncovered in this particular area. But that will be it for this video, guys. And I will see you in the part 4? Is that 4? I don't know, in the next one. And then we will properly start adventuring as we are heading off to the world and to the dangers of the road to Neverwinter, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time. PixelPolish out.